Good morning, Pastor Steve here. Hebrews 12:15 through 17, looking carefully, lest anyone fall short of the grace of God, lest any root of bitterness springing up causes trouble, and by this many becoming defiled, lest there be any fornicator, profane person like Esau, who for one morsel of food sold his birthright. You know that afterwards, when he wanted to inherit the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place for repentance, though he sought it diligently with tears. We said we needed to get right with God through grace. So look diligently to keep both yourselves and others from a return to legalism, in either outward form or inward attitude that falls far short of God's grace, lest any root of bitterness spring up and cause trouble. Henry Morris said a bitter root is a root that bears bitter fruit. So it's possible for the seed of bitterness to be sown in a community, and though nothing is immediately apparent, in due time the fruit will appear. Bitterness corrupts many. It's rooted in a sense of personal hurt, and many hold on to that bitterness with amazing stubbornness. What they need to do, what I need to do, is remember the grace of God that was given to me and extend that grace toward others, to love those who don't deserve it, just like God loved me who doesn't deserve it. William Barclay said that we're to keep up with the grace of God. The idea is that the grace of God is moving on past the pain and the hurt of the past. We need to move on too. Speaks here of a fornicator, a profane person, addressing our moral conduct, I believe. Remember that there are blessings reserved only for the pure in heart. Soren Kierkegaard said pureness of heart is to will one thing. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Purity of heart means to will one thing, to seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Not see what grace will let you get away with, but see how love will motivate you to serve God. Henry Morris again said, Esau found no place for repentance. It is not a question of forgiveness. God's forgiveness is always open to the penitent. He could have come back to God, but he could not undo the consequences of his act. There are actions that will be forgiven, can be forgiven, but the consequences remain. Esau could be forgiven, but he could never undo the act of giving up his birthright, of despising his birthright. The bitterness addressed here in this section, I think, in his part, is one of blame and recrimination. You and Esau, you hold the things of God lightly, or are they dear to your heart? You ponder that, Pastor Steve.